Okay, kia ora koutou katoa. Hello Pisces, welcome to my YouTube channel. I just want to quickly say straight off the bat, thank you very much to those of you who have excuse me, subscribed to my channel, left comments and or let me know that it's resonating through either comments or a thumbs up. So thank you for that. And even those of you who are watching and are watching and not commenting, I can thank you for watching as well, or for viewing these videos. So if you haven't subscribed, I take this opportunity now to invite you to do that, like now or at the end of at the end of the video or during the video. It's totally up to you, but I would appreciate you subscribing. Anyway, the other thing is, just moving on from that, is I just want to remind everybody that these reads are for, are general, so they may not resonate with you fully. If they do, wonderful. If it's not quite gelling for you, then check out one of your other signs that are linked to you. So this is for Pisces, whether Pisces is in your Sun, Moon, Rising, and or Venus sign in your astrological chart. For you, and it may be Pisces could be under 2 or 1, or maybe 3, depending on what on when you were born, the year, in which year, and all that sort of thing as well. So I know some people that have Pisces in 2 areas on their chart. So and I know others that have it, in 3 areas of their chart. So it just depends. And so for me, I have 4 different ones and that flow on my chart. So it's Gemini. I am a Gemini, and I actually predominantly follow my sun sign, which is about personality, just in general, basically, without going too deep in it. It's basically about personality. So I generally follow that one. But on saying that, checking out your other signs just can help bring about a little bit more information about what might be going on, even if this does resonate with you as well. So it may end up bringing a little bit more information to just tighten it up for you, or make it a little bit more, bring a little bit more clarification or confirmation, or even a few more clues as to what might be coming up that you don't know about as well. So which is probably why, if this is not resonating with you, it may not ever, but there is free will, but it could be that this may be more of a, literally more of a forecast for you, which is why it may not be resonating with you. So just go with the flow of it. Okay. Let me see. Okay, so this is for June 2021. So I'm just going to getting a feel out. So I'm shuffling these cards around a little bit, and there's a lot of movement, I feel. And I'm noticing myself clearing my throat. I haven't been doing that all day. Well, most of the day. Not all day, I'm just hearing. So there may be about a lot of indecision as well about, and the recall of what's been happening in your day or what's been happening in the week. So it could be that there's been a bit of a blur this last week. And it doesn't surprise me, because there is a lot of energy that is around at the moment with this eclipse energy. So no matter where you are in the world, pretty much all of us are being affected by it in some way or form, whether it's us or whether it's through somebody that we know. But generally there is some sort of movement within most of us in some sort of way. So like I say, the messages that are coming through here are free will. So if you don't get that, then you don't get that. That's okay. So the first card here is what I'm feeling about with that overall of what is just being said or come through for you Pisces, is about balance. So there may be something about you creating some sort of balance in your life, and it may be, for some of us, it may be our work-home life balance, or just work balance, so you can take more time out for doing things that you love to do, and it could be doing things with your family. So it could be family, home life, work balance, that sort of thing for some of you. Some of you, it may be, that it may be like your work sort of outside, your work stuff and or your business stuff. There may be a balancing between that now, or a juggling between how much time you're putting in the business that you're creating or your business that you've been doing it for a little while, and there may be room for expansion. So, and while you're still working, being employed. So there's maybe a little bit of balance or imbalance there with your business / and business career or work, work life there, job life. So employed life. Okay, you're employed part of your life, or you're self-employed, or some of you maybe it may be like you are looking at moving into self-employment, and it's maybe a bit of a juggle with the energy, and you're trying to work that out. So there's something about finding that balance, and I'm hearing some of you it is to do with what is you're ingesting or putting in your mouth as well. So reaction here. So there may be something that's coming up in this month of June. So I'm recording this on Monday the 7th of June. So as you can tell, I'm running a little bit late. And something is overdue, or something maybe a little bit behind. So maybe you're dragging your ass with something, or dragging your tail with something, or and trying to figuring out which is causing a reaction, and which is probably something to do around creating balance in your life. So there's and I'm hearing and I'm seeing because this looks like quite an emotional card. So however you display your emotions or express yourself and emotionally, this one here is this card is showing through tears in that sense, and seems to be like an internal release or an internal reaction, in the sense that I get it, and it's maybe causing a little bit of confusion or reaction in how you need going to respond to whatever it is that is going on for you. So like I say, this could be a relationship that you're working on with a love, a marriage, or or something going into one or moving out of one. This could also be something to do with family relationships, and also with your own personal relationships. So there could be something to do on an emotional level. You may be feeling it more as in there's something that's changing within you, and you have been maybe working on or something, or the universe has brought something to you to work on within yourself on a deeper level so you can release it. And then maybe for some of you, which is kind of where this self-employed, employed sort of thing comes in, and this home life, this balance comes through, is something maybe, it may be out of kilter, and it's maybe harder to balance now. So which means you're going to have to make a decision, and, in which I feel like most of us already pretty much know, but it's going through the process of getting self prepared to actually to either what they're hearing is sever the tie, accept and release, or accept and move and change that direction, which is where I feel I'm hearing the word, some of you are literally being called to do it, and it's just this fear of the unknown, or this fear of or procrastination about doing something, doing something to distract you from, taking notice of whatever it is. So some of it may be to do with your health. It could be to do with your energy levels. It could be to do with your, relationships, whether it be with yourself and or somebody in the family wise and or work wise, or whatever it is. It could be to do with career, employment, self-employment, whatever it is. So thinking outside of the square, which draws me to this card, stretch, and I'm seeing, and I'm looking at all the growth, how much it's stretched out from your mind. So she's reaching out, looking for new possibilities, her mind, her thoughts, it's like she's reaching outside of what is there, in the mind, right close to her. So something, and I'm just I'm just hearing reaching out or stretching out. And it's okay, just looking for new possibilities, or looking for new ways to, or different ways to, and how to get the best possible outcome, but also feeling your way around and out about, to get a feel of what might be out there. So there's that stretching as well. There's stretching the mind is what I'm hearing, and allowing yourself to learn something new. Sometimes the mind can, our mind muscles can be a little bit dormant. So when we're trying to learn something new, or when we're going into something different, or if we're thinking differently even, which can help with our confidence and that sort of thing, it can be a little bit, it could create headaches or create stress, and the things that, in the sense that you're saying to yourself, I can't do that, or I don't know how to do it. Well, actually, there's probably it's switching that around, that this is easy, this is simple, this is fun, and actually you can do it. It's maybe requiring a bit more effort and a little bit more of you stretching your mind to possibility and looking for something different, trying different things, and then it will become a lot easier because you're stretching, you're using your mind, your brain you're using it in a different way to learn new things. So I mean, you could be, it could be that you've just been having, a time off for a little while, and generally, you're pretty, you're more clever than what you think you are. It's just that you've had a little bit of a rest. It's like, and you may be overthinking. It's like, oh God, I don't want to go back into that, or I don't want to go and do that because it was such hard work. So there's something about convincing yourself of that. It wasn't hard work, but that was back then. But now you know what you know. It's like you could take that knowledge and apply it here. And yes, you may be like, it may be slightly different on you and that sort of way, but you've done it before and you can do it again. It just means that if you're wanting to move out of the space that you're in now, or the situation or the experience, what you're experiencing now, at the end of the day, the buck stops and starts with us as individuals to make something happen of our life, or by the way of taking action towards creating or making, taking steps to create change or make change within our lives, whatever that means. It's whatever that means for you. It's like, I feel like you've been drawn to do something, and just not maybe it may be a small step. So it's just taking some steps. It may be, just picking up the phone and saying hello, blah, 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 or whatever it is. It may be just stepping out the door, and opening up another door, and, putting yourself, it may be like writing a letter. It may be like asking for help. So surface is the last card that's come out for this month, okay? So this sequence doesn't necessarily mean it's going to go bang, bang, bang in that sequence in this week, next week, or blah, blah, blah. It could go, the whole lot could happen in 1 week, but it's like this month is about processing that, probably, I would say. Okay, so there's something that's coming to the surface. So, and I feel like some of you is like, there is something that is coming to the surface for you to address, okay? So it's like not suppressing it. And there's some of you, I'm hearing you I'm feeling like you may need to go a little bit deeper, but whatever is like come to the surface, it's not got you to, acknowledge it. It's got you to acknowledging it for most of you, but you're seeing something, and it may require you to going a bit deeper. So, and I'm hearing some of you are maybe seeing things or are being like at face value. So it may be requiring you to go a little bit deeper, but there is something is surfacing, and so for you to view and about yourself, basically, but but also other things and others around you as well. But but looking at from your observation and perspective of things, and it's like there's something. Like a mirror reflection may come up for some of you that will bring something to surface. But this is an amazing journey. So it means that there may be there's probably a lot of processing this month, and you may get taken out of your comfort zone, and you may have been like pushed out to look at something within yourself, to shift within yourself. But that's all cool. But basically this is about finding that balance even though through it. So if you're feeling tired and you're feeling like you need to take a nana nap, and you have the ability to do that, then take it, then do it, because it may be the thing that needs to refresh. And so, and I say nana nap, but it's probably, I need to just say, and for some of you it is, you are maybe nanas like myself, but it may be just taking like a 20-minute nap or a 10-minute nap. So it's like a power nap, but just taking a little nap to help refresh you. But in that nap time, it's you're probably, I would say, like taking that rest. There's in the background there, in the there's something, a shifting or alerting, so it's enough for you to be able to process what the energy, that whatever it is that's going on for you. So then we have the 10 of Pentacles. There's something that's coming to an end, or you're addressing something or knowing something, acknowledging something, that there is a lot of success, and you're quite content with what it is, and that's coming up, or you're working towards that contentedness. And building some sort of structure and foundation. So, but it's finding that balance that's in there. So I do feel whatever you're going, that you're going on a path that has the potential to be quite successful if you choose to go there. The Prince of Swords comes through, and he's talking about, being, shifting and moving into that place of, you know, empowerment basically, and being in your power. So the swords for me can either mean like that's being in your truth, or there's that sense of, you know, truth that you're looking for, okay, yeah, that sense of truth. But there's also a sense of victory as well with the swords. So often it can be more seen as, you know, with the Ace of Swords, but the Prince of Swords, you know, is usually is after the okay, in this one it's the Knight of Swords in this deck. So the Princess of Swords is in this deck is the Page. So you know, for me in the Knight, if this would be another deck, so it's like there is some sort of movement, and there's some sort of, well, the swords can come in the Knights can come in quite quickly. And within the Knight of Swords can move things quite quickly. It could be a little bit overwhelming on saying that, but it's like it's interesting because the Ten of Swords, it's like, yes, there is that sense of completion of a cycle there, moving into this new one. So it's like, now that you've got this foundation and this understanding about what you need to do and bringing this balance, it's like, I feel like even though the Knight of Swords can come in quite quickly, and it can be, the energy can be quite disruptive with change. It's like once you make your decision, basically what I'm hearing is things can move quite quickly. Okay. But you have all the knowledge and the truth, that your truth in which to move forward, because I'm just being drawn to this book that he holds in his arm there as well. So it's like you have the knowledge and the wisdom, and you know, from the learning that you've gone through, as you've been balancing yourself in, you know, in the past as well. So the Nine of Swords comes through here with this reaction, talks about, to me, you know, typically there's something about coming to an end with nines for me, but there may have been some swords and daggers that have been thrown at you, which could be like, I don't want to say made up, but the words made up come in there. But you know how we could sometimes overthink things. So there may be something that you're sensing or feeling, or maybe directed at you. And you know, and that, because this is, you know, what I'm hearing is like there's something is changing, but you see they're all missing you, okay, except for one on saying that, and two, but it's like, okay, I'm not saying all missing you, there's two that have actually hit you, but it's like, and I'm hearing there may be, for some of you, why they brought that to my attention, there may be two things that you know of that may have like hit you and they rocked your boat, but it's not, don't overthink it on saying that. Because I feel like for some of you, it's like, it is really that something has hit, there's something has hit you in the sense of, or has, you know, okay, hit you. You know, yeah, okay, they're just going to hit you. I was just asking them if there's something, because I'm hearing the word touch, but there's something that has touched you in a way that has, shifted your world or moved your world, or your perception about the way that you think about things. That's where they're going, which has hit you in the heart chakra, which is what there, but also in the right leg. So that's a sense of movement there, that maybe you're not helping you to, and you're not moving through something. So, and it may be because you've like been, you know, getting some messages, and you've been like resisting going, so which is why this has hit you, but it doesn't need to hit you if you keep moving. So there's something that's coming to an end, and that was what I'm hearing, but there's a change of perspective, or you know, and perception as well. But I feel like as soon as you make your decision and this Prince of Swords or this Knight of Swords is helping you to keep that momentum going, okay, with that. So he's bringing, like, in a sense, helping you to be more in your truth, making decisions so you can be more in your power. And it's about like communication. The swords is about communicating what you need rather than what you don't, you know, what you need rather than what you don't need. But actually, it's not even that. It's for some of you it may be, but it's more about communication in the way so you can find out the truth, whatever it is, the truth. And it may not be as bad as it seems, okay? But there is something there with this reaction card, is like making the move. Six of Cups here. So something is moving there. That's a out of some sort of emotional, I want to say, crisis that you may have felt that you were in. So it's something is moving. There is something you're not quite there yet, but it's like you've identified it and you're knowing what that is about more so. But and so this is with this reaction, it's like I'm hearing like dealing with it, because I'm just noticing there like there is something like he's kissing her on the face. Her face is turned, but she's not fully convinced about what it is. And, you know, there may be still something, still a feeling of some sort of resentment or some sort of, you know, memory or bad memory or not good memory, or you still haven't finished, you know, work through that forgiveness. And so there's something shifting, or there's something building with the relationships and emotionally, that with someone, but also yourself. It may be that you're displeased with yourself and something that you may be thinking, I shoulda, coulda, woulda, didn't do this. So it's just like being, you know, being kind to yourself is what I'm hearing. Oh, okay. So the Eight of Wands, stretch. So these two both flipped out in reverse. So that's interesting. We have two eights here. So the Eight of Wands. So Eight of Wands is typically about, you know, taking action. For me, the eights is like, okay, it's time to get moving now. So it's following those dreams and those what you've put out for, and taking some action to, you know, towards them. So this is like here, like, because when you look at this card, he's taking this great big leap. And he's like, you know, with these wands that are here. So he's following what his dream. He's following, you know, and taking action as to what it is that he wants in the direction where he wants to go. But he's like really stretched out with his leg. Like he's really like leaping, jumping in towards it, okay? Moving towards it, or moving with it, and what his intention of where he's wanting to go with it. So there are some above him and also in a line in a row below him. So he's really ready to go. So this is about making some movement. The Eight of Pentacles here. So, which just came out, and they both turned around, as you probably saw it, and into the reverse. So something, you know, there's something that needs to be turned around, okay? Because these actually, when they flipped out, I've just been drawn to like look at that again, and that they turned around. So the Eight here of Pentacles, it's probably, there's something new that you know, by the sound of, for many of you, is that you're learning, and new that's coming for you to learn. Because that's kind of what the discussion was kind of before, is stretching out, because there's something where you may be needing to learn, you know, some of you's, it's learning, you know, it may not necessarily, or learning a new skill, a new way of doing things, or adding to your kete of knowledge, whatever it is. It may not necessarily mean going to uni to study law or a doctor or something like that, or something extending off that, or whatever, or, you know, a vet nurse, whatever it is. It may be something to do with, you know, study like a short course or something that helps you to lift your confidence, you know, or in that sort of a way. But the Eight of Pentacles there, so there's opportunities there to jump into that energy. The sun has just fallen out, so there's that sense of, you know, radiant sun, and it's like opening your mind, your energy, your feelings, your thoughts. And interesting, I was before, as I was doing something else, and I was prepping, so to do and moving from that to prepping to like get my lights and that sorted out, my camera, phone ready, and that sort of thing. I heard citrine, and I thought, oh yeah, actually citrine is a really nice crystal. And I was thinking, and I'm putting that up on my screensaver, that energy there. And it is about prosperity, you know, and bringing luck, or that energy of luck. But it's also a nice clearing, a crystal that helps to clear negative energies, especially mental, emotional energies around fears and phobias and that sort of thing. And clears that energy as well, and, you know, or absorbs it in different ways that it will take the energy or help you to shift it from you and all the environment that you're in. But it's like, it helps to like center and focus as well. So especially, and I'm hearing, you know, that's just added information, you know, around, you know, your business, you know, or your career, or anything financial or money wise that you may be doing, or with, you know, that's and, you know, in abundance anyway. Okay, I'm just hearing that's kind of across the board, but typically it's about prosperity and financial, pursuits and things like that. So something, and then the sun, okay? So, with the sun I'm hearing, so anyway, it's connected to the solar plexus. So I wanted to bring that in because it may be a crystal that could be really helpful for you, seeing as it's come up again. And I thought, actually, I need to mention that, about that. So this is a piece of citrine here. This is quite a dark piece, but there is some smoky citrine, and there's some polished ones that you can get as well. I quite like the natural form of it, but I also like the polished ones as well. So anyway, citrine may be a really nice one, just saying, for you to connect in with, to where you are now at the moment in your life. So anyway, the sun, brings that prosperity when we're feeling, okay, this is what I'm hearing. It brings out the sun. That's what's made me bring it, the sun within. That's, this is the sun. Where are they going with that? Okay, you could see this as the sun, basically, because it's connected with the heart chakra. Well, that could be too, but more of the solar plexus, actually. So, which is where this, I'm drawn to where the sun is like working on the emotional side, and bringing that sun, which is kind of pretty much where this crystal has bounced in, coming from. But it's about, that sense of hope, and optimism, and keeping that in there, and me using that as your drive force as things start to surface up for you to take notice of, and to start to shift and heal for you. Okay, shot. Beautiful, lots of movement. So it's like, and sometimes when we're going into doing something new, we can, there's that self-doubt and, that we have, and it's a card that you may have played before. So the Four of Pentacles, so there's something moving on there, so making sure that you're not holding on too tightly to stuff, and allowing, because sometimes allowing people to help you, basically. So this is, look, I'm just noticed that I'm feeling like this is a doctor in the office or somebody that you can talk to. This woman has gone there, and it's like, I feel like he wants to help her, but she's not seeing that he's there to help, or there's another card that I've seen that somewhere in the deck. It's like, I think it's on another deck, it's where they have, I'm just trying to think that image. It's like where there is a beggar, and then there is somebody else who is, is a beggar as well, or something. And they're just extending, or a hand, reaching out to lend a hand. But that person who is, well, actually not the beggar, come to think of it, is just walking away with his head down and not taking any notice, but the beggar is actually saying, look, I can give you a hand, whatever that is. So I just feel like there's somebody reaching out to give you a hand, to remember to take that hand and find out what that is about, explore that, and let them help you in whatever way or form they can. But anyway, this Four of Pentacles here, the Three of Pentacles is like letting you know that there are people that are there to help you, there is the helping hand there. The Four of Pentacles is like, I feel like, yes, you may have let somebody in, or some people in, and there may be more, but it's like, I feel like some of you are taking that, allowing that to happen now. So, and it's also talking about letting go of old ways that, okay, I don't need any help, but actually, or you're saying you don't need any help because you've been not accepted help before because of a limiting belief pattern, where it's like, you've always done it on your own anyway, I can do it, or that maybe I could do it better than anyway, I don't need your help, I like to do it my way, or whatever that is. Or you've been taught, you've been taught in some way to just do it on your own, and you could, da. And so, or whatever it is for you. But there is somebody there that's ready and willing to help if you're willing to let them help, in order to move through whatever it is that you're needing to move through. So like I say, for some of you, this could be a business venture, and and there are people that are saying, oh, look, I can help you do that. I can do this, or I can do that. And, would you, blah, 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 blah. And it may be like to build a website. It may be to help you with your Facebook page. It may be to set up a cash register. It may be to help you with, an art project. It may be to help you fix your car. They may know something, or to, chop wood for the fire, or, or feed the dog, so or whatever it is, if you're going away. It could be something like that, or even like to cook a simple meal and that sort of thing. So anyway, we're just going to go through and clarify that. Here's the Page of Pentacles, talks about new beginnings, financial, on a financial way, in the way that you see money, but in the way that you make money. So the way that you shift in the way that you see money, shift that is, you know, there's a new perspective or a change in the way that and how you can expand your bank balance or your financial situation and build on that, which is super cool. And then the King of Swords, yes, in his own power, being in his own power, being and communicating to himself and also to others, and making decisions, most importantly, making decisions. But I'm hearing like communication is a really big thing. It's like communicating in the sense is, and asking for help, but also, there's that thing about, receiving and giving in that sense. So there's something that's going around, and it's like if you're able to help, then help, but somebody else, it's like I'm hearing like paying it forward and that sort of thing. So, and that may be something where this belief pattern comes from here, where this Four of Pentacles comes in. It's like, but you can pay back in other ways, okay? And then the King of Swords, he's in his truth. There's some sort of victory that, in a sense, that he's because he's in his truth and he's known. And so the next step is to go around into the next phase, which would be the Ace of Swords, which denotes like in his power. The beginning, like you've figured something out. There's been a shift in perspective. And you've been making decisions, so now you can move forward with something. But it's like you've reached that part, okay, with this King of Swords coming through here. For some of you, there may also be an air energy that might come into your life, an older male energy with the King that's coming through. So it may be the King can also, or the King of Swords can also be a charmer. So for some of you, why they don't normally bring that up, but there's some of you may have somebody in your life that could have something to that, or you're seeing something different within somebody. But I feel for a good portion of you, it's like you're feeling, even though there's up in the clouds, you're knowing who you are more and you're more grounded, but in your direction of where it is what you're wanting to do. But what I'm hearing is here too is like, because I'm just being noticed with this reaction, is being mindful in how you respond. So because the King of Swords or the Swords energies, whichever one, can be quite forthright and quite forthright, okay, but it's okay to be forthright, but they can be quite cutting in the way that they express themselves and communicate what it is, communicate to others. So just be mindful that you don't do that, or that you just be mindful that you maybe don't go there in the way that you maybe used to have. Okay, the King of Pentacles, there's lots of success, there's lots of in the future there, should you take action and keep moving and expanding your mind in the future. I feel like you'll start to see more of this because things are starting to come to the surface. But I'm also I'm hearing in the spirit that you may start to acknowledge actually the success that you've already created to where you are now. But there is more success to come. I'm also seeing that for some of you too, you're seeing the success of others, and it's like, how can I be like that too? Which is actually in the end, for some of you, is you're going to be the thing that helps to propel you forward, because it's like, okay, I'm going to follow what they did, not exactly, of course, but and how they did things to become the success that they were. So it could be not necessarily in a business, it may be in some sort of career or work, employed work. It could be like a sports venture or a project, like I'm hearing sports for some of you. And how do they get to become that good, at it, blah, 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 blah. So, or an artist, or it could be, a business, venture that you're wanting to go into. It could be doing whatever, making something. But then we have the King of Pentacles, is, he's the success in his all round. He's very grounded. So there's this energy coming through. So with financially, so I feel like there's this King of Pentacles energy that may be around you too, like showing you actually what, because it brings a little bit more balance around in the way that you're going to learn things. Page of Cups, more in touch with your emotions, knowing where you're going with them, utilizing them in a fun, happy way. There's you saluting yourself, so whether you're a male or a female energy, it's like, yep, okay, I get that. There's lots of abundance of in the river. It's flowing, it's not drowning you, so because you're standing in the middle of it, so there's a bit more balance there with that. And it's not like you're not drowning in your emotions. It's like you know where you are, okay, with it. So I'm just going to go with the Archangel Michael cards, and because I want to pick up this deck. He goes, yeah, feel the love and do it anyway, okay? Feel the love and do it anyway, whatever the project is. So it's like, switching that fear into love, just to help you to move across the line. Reach for the stars, trust your instincts, and go with your flow. So there is a lot of movement this month for you. So yeah, absolutely go for it. And it may be that for some of you, you may be going, or you may be throwing in to go and dig a little bit deeper. Some of you is maybe already there. So anyway, this is kind of what's coming up for you. So thinking outside of the square of how this may, make sense for you, okay? And like I always say, is like we have free will. So just take what resonates and what doesn't, because sometimes this may not play out this month. It may be more leaning. Some of it may come to fruition in the next month, okay? Anyway, I'm going to be back like next week to bring through some quick fire messages for you, just so like in between during this month. Anyway, that is my intention, just to give a little bit more, and I give you a bit more of an idea what might be coming through that maybe you're not seeing or haven't come across yet, and maybe that's just an encouragement to help you flow through whatever it is that you're flowing through this month. Okay. Anyway, God bless you. God protect you. My guides and the angels, and also the energy of Pisces. We leave you with lots of love, peace, harmony, joy, excitement, adventure, and prosperity in abundance. Okay, and also the keepers of the light are here as well. Bye for now.